Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to connect with your higher self. And you might be wondering, like, what is my higher self? Your higher self, some people think of it as like your guardian angel, some people think of it as like your intuition. Some people think of it as like the ideal version of you, or like the best version of yourself, like a spiritual version of you. And people think of their higher self as a being who is like all-knowing and like can see everything from like above in a clearer view versus like your physical self who can only see from in the physical realm, I guess. I feel like I'm explaining this in a not a great way, but I'm going to talk about how you can connect with your higher self. And the reason that people want to connect with their higher self is to seek out answers and guidance. And I think in our society, we tend to seek out guidance from others. Like, we seek out coaches, gurus, we seek like psychic mediums, and we try to get answers from external sources. But the thing is, you always have all of the answers within you, and you always know deep down what the right answer is, what the right decision is, what the right choice is. It's just that a lot of the times we become disconnected from our intuition, from our spiritual version of ourselves, from our higher self essentially. And the reason for that is just conditioning. Normally when you're growing up, you are taught to be like rational, to make decisions that's going to keep you safe, and it feeds the ego, and your ego takes over most of your decisions, and what it seeks is like safety and stability and kind of to keep things the same, to protect you. But in doing that, a lot of the times what you're doing is you're actually silencing that little voice in your head that is kind of telling you what you truly want, like what your heart really desires. And you can think of it as like that little voice in your head that will kind of tell you when you're doing something that you maybe feel like you shouldn't be doing, or maybe when you make a decision that is rational and logical, that's going to keep you safe and keep you like, comfortable physically. But there's that little voice in your head that's like, hey, this is not really what I want. Like, I don't really want to have this like safe, boring job. So that little voice will tell you. Or when you start dating someone and there's like, red flags, and the little voice is like, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the right fit. But what happens is we tend to ignore that little voice, or like tell it to be quiet, or we just like don't listen to it. But what you're actually doing every time you ignore that little voice is you're like kind of silencing it and making it more quiet and more quiet each time. And that's dangerous. Because what's gonna happen if you keep silencing and ignoring your inner voice, like your inner guidance, is it's gonna stop talking to you. It's not gonna speak up anymore, because it's like, what's the point? You never listen to me anyways. And that's dangerous, because your intuition is never wrong. So important to truly connect to your heart and take a deep dive and kind of explore what it is that you truly want in life. So if you don't listen to that inner voice, you don't listen to your heart, you're using your rational mind and you're living out your life that way, it's going to lead you to a very safe, stable path and a comfortable life. But so many people live safe, stable, comfortable lives and are just like unhappy or dead inside. And you can tell, you can see it when you meet them, you feel it. And if you don't want that to be you, then it's so important to connect with your inner being, your higher self, your intuition, and really listen to what your heart desires. So I'm going to talk about how to connect with your inner self, your higher self right now. There's a few things you can do. It helps to do this also at night, right before bed, or when you first wake up in the morning, because that's when the ego or your rational mind is typically like not fully awake yet. So it's a little bit easier to do. Some of you might have like an overactive mind, so you especially will benefit from this. Like if you're someone who tends to overthink decisions and your brain is just like going back and forth, like overthinking, overanalyzing, this is a really good technique for you guys. But basically what you're going to do is start by taking deep breaths. You can also like just do a meditation. Honestly, there's like guided meditations to help you connect with your higher self. So you can do that. But if you don't have a lot of time and you just want like a quick way to do it, what I do is I just slow down my breath. I take deep breaths. It helps to close your eyes as well. Some people like to put like their hand on their heart to like feel their heartbeat while they do this, because it helps them connect to like their heart chakra. You can do that if you want. It's up to you. But you're just gonna quiet the mind. You're gonna clear your mind. You're gonna clear your mind of any thoughts, and you're just gonna take deep breaths for a few minutes and just kind of connect to your heart and your inner being. And then once you're very calm and relaxed, then You can really just connect to your heart and your desire and just bring up any questions you might have, right? If you have questions about what to do in life, certain decisions that you have to make, maybe you're looking for guidance about like where you're going in life and what you want your life to look like in a few months, like let's say 5 months, a year, 5 years, whatever it is. Bring up any questions that you may have and just truly feel what your heart wants and what you deep down want, like in your soul. And the thing is, we always know what the right decision is. We always know what the best decision is. Sometimes we choose to ignore that and we just do what we want anyways. But deep down, we always know. So you don't necessarily need to seek guidance from outside sources. You can always just ask yourself, is this really what I want? Is this gonna take me closer to like my true self, to my true desire, to my dream life, to my best self? Or is it gonna take me further away from that? And that's really all you have to do is just sit down, have a quiet like moment with yourself and really ask you what it is that you want. And it helps you kind of envision your ideal self, your higher self, the person who has your ideal life, the person who's very at peace and happy and joyful, and kind of just ask yourself, okay, this decision, this question that I have, which decision is going to bring me closer to that and which decision is going to take me further away from it? And that's kind of all you have to do. But yeah, that's it for today's little video. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you next time. Bye!